It's for Chelsea at the movies!
We went and saw Mile 22.
Mile 22.
Starring Mark Wahlberg, Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
and the girl from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, well, I didn't really notice that until halfway through the movie. I thought it was Hilary Swank, and then I was like, that's not Hilary Swank. I'm a dummy.
This movie, I didn't get a lot of marketing, at least from my perspective. I just happened to see that it was playing.
It got a lot of WWE marketing, which was like, Ronda Rousey's going to be in this movie about something. And we were like, okay.
Yeah, and the first trailer I saw was a teaser trailer, and I was like, I don't know what this movie's about. So then I went to Rotten Tomatoes and watched the full trailer, and I was like, okay, so they're just transporting a human being across 22 miles, and that's like the gist of the movie. And that intrigued me because I thought it would be like kind of in line with movies like Phone Booth that, take place in a very small like space and time. So I think that pushes creativity for the filmmaker, and so I find those kind of movies interesting.
Yeah. So what did you think about the movie?
Here's what I liked about the movie. I thought that it was different, and so in like a summer and probably decade of seeing sequels and reboots, I was like, man, this was different. And so I was engaged the whole time because I didn't know what was coming and what was planned. All the characters were brand new to me. And so that's really, and I thought it was made well. So yeah, that's why, like, when I initially left the movie, I liked it. Upon further reflection, I was like, I don't know what good this movie serves.
Yeah, I thought the movie was interesting and thought-provoking. It had a lot of really good action scenes in it. I liked Mark Wahlberg's character a lot because it depicted a person who struggled with certain ailments like being ADD or hyperactive or any sort of other stuff, maybe bipolar, whatever it was. But it just showed him for who he is and the strengths that he had because of those things. And then also some of the weaknesses that go along with that, but that he was a very valuable and important person in his line of work. I like that about it. Some of the violence, I thought, and I like violence, but I thought the violence was a little over the top for what kind of movie it was. There were multiple times where I felt like, I was like, oh, but if that's your thing, then you'll definitely like this movie.
Yeah, and then probably the reason why I don't mention that is that I closed my eyes during the violent scenes. So I leave the movie not really remembering like the level of violence, but it's because I shut my eyes. Go, wait, or skip.
I'm going to say go see this movie. I think this movie is definitely something to think about. It depicts some of the things governments in the world might possibly be doing. And also, it's just a good, fun action movie. If you like action movies that are also kind of thrilling, they're just a thriller, sort of thrillish, really good. I think you'll be entertained to the very end of the movie.
I say wait, because even though it was well made, acting was good, dialogue was good, I don't think this needs to be seen on the big screen. I wouldn't describe it as fun. I was interested the whole time. It was fairly violent, so I would say only see it if you maybe want to give further thought to the idea of what you said. Does this happen like out in the world? Does our country participate in things like this? Things like that. And what is the moral implication for people involved in jobs like this?
Yeah.
If they're, high level, espionage and government officials,
So let's do some spoilers. You gonna give them a spoiler alert?
Spoilers.
Spoilers. I thought we would. What did I say?
The movie, the primary thing when it got to the end and everything spoiled for you, you figure everything out. It was a vengeance. So the movie was about vengeance, and if the movie were to continue on to a sequel, where the Mark Wahlberg's character would be the guy. You know how you have guys like this, whether it's what's the guy, Jason Bourne or Jack Ryan, I think is one.
Kelsey McCarson's another one.
Then it's going to also be him seeking vengeance.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of just over, I don't think that's something we need to promote or glorify. And unless a movie's gonna like go into why that's not great, then I feel like it's not serving.
Yeah.
As well.
I definitely thought the big spoiler at the end of the movie where you're like, what? I was really surprised at that when it happened. And I like that. It's not often. We get so many movies that are formulaic that you're like, okay, this is the bad guy. Or whatever. Or this person did that. And this movie wasn't like that. This movie was surprising at the end. And I really like when movies are able to achieve that. And I don't know, like, it was in such a different kind of movie that I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to it, only because I wonder where they could go from here. And just like and because of the end that was such the twist on everything.
Yeah.
How would they achieve something like that in the next movie? Now we have examples of movies that are sort of able to pull that off. Mission Impossible comes to mind. They're really good at keeping you. The first one was like a big twist at the end, and the movies went on, and they keep you engaged the whole time. So there's precedence for it. I just think it's really difficult. But I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Speaking to that, like the big twist at the end and the reveal, there was so much going on in the movie that when everything was revealed at the end, I was like, oh, why didn't I see that coming?
Yeah.
So this would be like a huge spoiler because it would make you think if you went and saw the movie, and so it might ruin it for you.
Maybe.
But
I don't know. Like I thought
huge
they did
spoiler.
a really good,
like the very start, is at the very end, and I was like, oh, well, duh. I mean, like the very people that we knew were listening in on this were Russian.
Yeah.
Like, why did I don't know. So either I was just not using my brain the day we went and saw this.
It's possible.
Or the movie was so, had so much stuff coming at me, I just didn't think about it.
There was just a lot of stuff coming at us, I feel like.
Yeah, so I thought the first, story, that little bit, was meant to kind of just show us who the characters were.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was related to
Right.
the rest of the thing.
I didn't either, but
and
it totally was.
I feel dumb for that.
You shouldn't feel dumb. That's what they wanted. You should give
right.
hats off to the movie maker.
Right, they did a good job. So yeah. So it was just surprising. I was like, how did I not see that?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's about it.
I think so too.
All right.